Oh, sometimes things just come together. So, yesterday I put up a video talking a bit about the Seraph Tower community event that's going on right now. Of course, this has to do with the legendary Destiny 1 shotgun Fellwinter's Lie. We of course had the Lie quest go live earlier this week, and it required the community to complete an insane number of tasks in order to progress the quest towards getting that shotgun reward. Now, for those of you who may have missed out on yesterday's video, maybe you haven't logged into Destiny at all this week, you go to Anna Bray. She's got a new quest called The Lie for you that requires you to go and complete Seraph Tower public events on the EDZ, the Moon, and on Io. And upon completion of all of that, we'll be able to move on in this quest. The problem with that was, of course, how many Seraph Tower events you had to participate in and fully complete. You needed to complete 3 million in the EDZ, 3 million on the Moon, and 3 million on Io, for a total of 9 million completions of the Seraph Tower public event. Now, of course, this was a community event, so it's not like you had to go and complete that many. It was meant to be something that everybody was going to jump into. But like I discussed in yesterday's video, that wasn't gonna happen. Certainly not with any sort of haste tied to it. So I went on a little bit of a miniature rant talking about the community event itself, what I dislike about the Seraph Tower event, and why exactly this wasn't the best way to reintroduce a community event like this. Certainly a far cry away from the Escalation Protocol event. But in the spirit of fairness, I wanted to give you guys an update on this quest because, of course, Bungie took in a lot of feedback about the Seraph Towers themselves, and they've pushed out a very quick update that's made this community event way easier to deal with. And in my opinion, they did a great thing here. If we head on over to the official Bungie Twitter page, they gave us this update just a few hours ago. We have made adjustments to the Lie quest and Seraph Tower difficulty. Champions have reduced power level and event progression has been slightly tuned. Effective immediately, quest progression has been given a 5 times multiplier, which will be increased to 10 times on weekends. And with that, we've got an entirely new outlook on the Seraph Tower community event. Well, maybe not an entirely new outlet, but it's certainly much more easy to complete now than it was a day ago. These changes are definitely noticeable. Although it's kind of weird that they lessen the power of the champions at the end of the event. They were never really the problem with the Seraph Tower events. That's the easiest part of the Seraph Tower event. Once those guys spawn, they're usually dead within 10 seconds unless somebody forgot to bring like an anti-barrier weapon. In which case it takes 15 to 20 seconds to kill them instead. The issue with this event, as I talked about in my video yesterday, if you missed it, there'll be a link to it in the description box below if you want to hear my full rant, but the issue with it was always structural. It's the matchmaking, the fact that it's really difficult to find a full group of people running this sort of thing, whereas finding groups of people running Escalation Protocol seemed really easy in comparison. It was the problem with progress. Of course, when all the Seraph bunkers went live, these events became much more difficult. It changed up a little bit. They added more enemies and multiple towers would go active at the same time. But with these changes, you're definitely going to notice a difference. You now get 10% towards the completion of this every time you move one of those charged orbs from the platform into the tower itself, making this event way easier to complete. Seriously, it's only like 1% more than what we used to get. We used to get like 9% for that. Now we get 10%, which means you usually need one less rotation in order to complete the event. This has definitely made the Seraph Tower event way smoother with randoms. I noticed in the limited testing I did after this mini kind of hotfix update went live, after they made this tweet, I noticed that I was able to get consistent completions back to back to back with like 4 people in an instance. That was almost unheard of for me unless I joined 4 top tier players, 4 absolute sweats who were paying attention and knew what to do. It's way easier and more consistent to complete the Seraph Tower public event now with less people, or the, normal amount of people you're going to run into, than it was before. So I'm very thankful for that. And the fact that you're now getting 5 times the amount of progress towards completion, 10 times on weekends, means this thing is probably going to be done maybe sometime around next week. That 10-time progression gain is going to be absolutely huge. Cannot wait for that to go into effect so that hopefully we can make some serious tangible progress on this. But anyways, there you go. I just wanted to give you Guardians an update, letting you know that this Seraph Tower community event sort of thing going on right now, Bungie has addressed at least part of it, making it way easier to complete and way more worthwhile. Well, at least partially more worthwhile in order to, actually participate in. I would say hop in, maybe get 5 completions if you're somebody who's actively looking to participate here, and then jump out. Because at the end of the day, does this make the event worth running? Well, not really for me. Like I said, I hopped in, I got 5 more completions today. Took me like maybe about an hour, and I feel like I've done my part when it comes to this community event. So if you're somebody who was still not interested in this, you've still got no reason to jump into it. There's no tangible reward until we get to the end of this with the Fellwinter's Lie. And given the fact that we've now got way more progress going towards it now with these higher multipliers, you could probably just, sit it out, make sure you pick up the quest, wait for everybody else to get this done, and then log back in when it's finished and grab your shotgun. But again, I am very happy that Bungie has addressed some of the issues here. They've changed the way the Seraph Tower event works, making it easier and more consistent to complete. That was a huge one right there. Now, if only they could fix the patrol area matchmaking so you could actually find some people to play with. But anyways, that's it, Guardians. I just wanted to make you all aware and be fair to Bungie, put out the news that they have updated this event. So if you're somebody who wanted to play but was maybe frustrated, you felt like I did yesterday, you might now actually have a reason to jump in and contribute just a little bit. Otherwise, you can do what I'm doing and head right back to another game of your choice. That's it for this one, guys. Be sure to let me know how you feel about this community event down in the comment section below. Do you think this is a good change? Do you think Bungie should do more there? Or are you somebody who felt maybe we should have stuck it out and got all 9 million completions the hard way? Be really interesting to hear your perspective. That's it for this one. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.